Seeing phase. Official beer of Highland Park.
Did you guys get the official go-ahead from Coors?
We're waiting on that.
You sent the email.
Charleston Chew cut us loose.
Those motherfuckers. Eating 7 pounds should be enough.
That's coming through? That's in the mix. Okay.
What is that?
Hey, wait, Adam? Is this coming through on the USB feed? It uses a special input on the board. Is it moving the levels?
You gonna open the fortune cookie on the show?
What? Who?
Oh, we have them. Not Coors, but we have them.
You want to talk about your job? Wait, is he coming through? Yeah, he's confirmed. Okay, yeah. So that's everything. So Jake, if something stops coming through, you're on this. That's it. Is that one of those little like $30 synthesizers? Hey. Four. Welcome to Absolute Fabricus. This is episode 3. Kimmy Lucas just walked up to the garage. Everyone give her a hand. Player theme song. It's probably mine.
Woo!
Who says that? It's not mine.
That's her.
Not mine.
No, it's Kimmy.
Play along.
Is the... Watching this on the internet? See me on the internet? Okay, we got it. Welcome to Absolute. We said episode 3. This is for May 19th, 2019. We got a good show for you. Let's just go down the list. What do we got? I wrote the word tweets down. I don't know what that means. We got Phil Collins written down. I don't want to.
Is Phil
That
Collins
happened
on
last
the
week.
show?
We have Phil Collins tonight.
Phil
Also-
Collins has been brought up a couple times, and
We'll get to it.
We'll come back. To
I
it.
can't talk about it without talking to Oasis. Everyone's sick of me talking
That's,
about
I mean,
Oasis.
that's why it's funny.
Okay, well, if that's why, then I'll oblige. I also have Scott's Lars Ulrich voice. It's been on the list for multiple weeks.
Yeah, we'll come back to
I'd
that.
like you to bring that out.
Yeah,
We'll-
that's
we'll-
coming
we'll
up
get
after
there.
the break.
America has asked.
Yeah.
I have a lot of beef with the concept of this new Danny Boyle Beatles movie.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Okay.
It looks awful.
It's a B plot in Hot Tub Time Machine 2. I don't think it's a feature film concept.
No, and especially not like Oscar bait Danny Boyle.
Yeah, they're going
style,
to treat it like it's an Oscar bait movie.
It's gonna win.
It's going to win.
It's gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a movie about the entertainment industry.
Uh-huh.
They
Well,
always
and
win.
it's got the Beatles. You can't lose. A lot of people
Did-
like the Beatles.
Did
Think
the
of all
Beatles,
movies?
did the Beatles being Paul and Ringo sign off on this thing?
Yeah.
I mean, they had to have, right?
Did Yoko?
no.
Probably.
No.
Oh no, she did.
Oh no. That's the best joke we've done on the show so far. It's a new high water mark.
Oh man. Also, yeah, I've write down a couple of snail jokes that I.
Oh, we'll get to the snail
Snail
jokes. I'll
jokes?
write that down. We got a new segment called Snail Jokes. They're great. Oh, snail jokes are gonna kill. We got. Okay, so I'll just cross. We don't.
Hey,
Are we gonna
hey,
want to
hey,
talk?
can you hear
Hey,
me?
guest, are we
Hey,
gonna? Do you have anything to say about this Beatles movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I got out of my system. I'll just.
you're
I'll just
interviewing the
cross
guest
it off.
before they've
Oh,
even
okay.
like,
Play the
come out?
trailer. Play the
Hey.
trailer.
America, just for reference, here's the trailer. And we'll cut to that later in post in the edit. And I have written down, and probably the wrong list, Fog Machine. We should have plugged the Fog Machine in. Can anyone back there plug the Fog Machine in now so it's ready to use in about 30 minutes?
How many lists do you have?
Lists?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
2, but I
Two
need
lists?
more. I
Okay.
need more lists.
You need more lists.
I need an app.
You need an app?
List app.
A list
With
app?
different colors.
I like the
for
notepad.
different- It feels good to write stuff down. I
Yeah, it
remember
does.
stuff better if I write it down.
Mm-hmm. See?
I have like a stack of Post-it pads that I just use instead.
That counts.
Yeah.
That counts. Is anyone on the Fog Machine? This is gonna be important later on.
Yeah.
There are chords between it and here.
I don't care how long it takes.
Do we need the fog machine?
If this takes 30 minutes to plug in, it's worth it. We need this Fog Machine for the show. We never use it. We don't throw it away for some reason. If we don't use it, it's getting thrown away tonight. I would plug it in over here. You see this power strip? I don't think you have to be on camera to do that. Thank you for that. Fog Machine, I'm crossing off.
That's off the list? What else we got crossed off the list so far?
Yeah, it should be absolutely
Is
full.
Phil
of
Collins
liquid.
staying on the
liquid
list?
over there too.
Is Phil Collins staying on the list?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Wait. What?
Just making sure Phil Collins didn't get marked off
Oh
the
yeah, we're
list.
It's
coming
on the
back to
list.
Wait,
Now-
even if we took
I
it
don't want us
off
to-
the list, it would still. I think,
It's going to
up
come back up.
eventually.
He's
That's true.
a cultural titan.
That's true.
He's going to come
Yeah.
back up.
Oh, guys, Tarzan.
Tarzan, forget about it.
He will be in our hearts.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's my favorite Tarzan song.
This is probably a dud, but has anyone seen the new World of Warcraft cinematic that came out today? It's called Safe Haven.
I missed it. I missed it.
What's the
gonna be the
what's the
biggest
over under
laugh
on
of the
anyone
night.
seeing that? It's really good. Sourfang finds
it called?
Thrall on Outland. It's called Safe Haven. You want
Oh.
to pull it up? Let's cut to this so the audience knows what I'm talking about.
Wow, dude.
Let's give them a peek. And we'll cut that in. And okay, so we're all familiar with Thrall's role in the Horde as of the last expansion, and how when Vol'jin died, he named Sylvanas the war chief from out of nowhere. No one still knows why Vol'jin did that.
Let's assume that everybody already has heard all of this. 'Cause
I know it's the audience for the audience.
it's
at
a
home.
savvy audience.
So Sylvanas has been war chief, and she's been acting a damn fool, and no one can figure out why. And now it turns out
What?
Sourfang is having to go rogue against the whole horde.
I hate him.
Dude, no, Sour Fang's the best.
Okay,
You
just kidding.
actually love him. That's a funny
sorry.
bit you just did, but you actually love Sour Fang. We
I'm
all
really
know
sorry.
everyone loves Sour Fang.
Sour Fang?
It's like
What's
SAURFANG.
up?
That's
So
his last
you have
name.
to learn to
His
love
first name is Valak.
Valak?
So it's like sour
Sweet
Fang.
Fang.
Yeah.
Your new nickname is Sweet Fang.
Sweet Fang.
That's a great nickname.
So in this cinematic, we see. Should I bail on this? This is.
Write down Sweet Fang and then let's move on.
We all just watched the trailer.
I found
Yeah.
the Polygon write-up on it.
Yeah, what do they
Like,
say?
Blizzard recently revealed its newest World of Warcraft cinematic, as we've all learned.
Safe Haven.
Nolan. Yeah, Safe Haven details how Horde insurrectionist Varrock Sour.
Varrock, not Valak. I'm sorry.
really-
Did I say Valak or
You
Varrock?
did.
Fucking. I
You
said
said
Valak.
that's
It's
what
Varrock.
you said earlier, and I thought you were a fan.
We can fix
Found
that in
and
post.
recruited thrall to the Horde's cause.
And the Thrall was the original war chief. That's why that's notable. He bailed. He's
What a-
like Thanos in at the end of Infinity War, beginning of Endgame. He's like out living in this wheat field somewhere, trying to raise up some
I
kids.
really hope that the camera is just zooming in on my dog sleeping through this entire.
If he knew anything about comic timing,
Yeah.
he'd start snoring right now.
No,
He's snoring pretty loud.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can we
well,
get that on the mic?
Let's just cross out that. Feel like we covered it. Now let's revisit. Okay, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to mash up the snail joke segment with Scott's Lars Ulrich voice.
So it would be jokes about snails in.
In Lars
The
Ulrich's
Lars voice.
speaking voice.
Hold on. Hold on. I have to remember the joke. This is a lot harder.
Which
than it
one?
sounds.
Because you should tell one of them in the voice that in which it was told to you.
Yeah, so I should tell my snail joke
But can you tell it in that guy's voice?
in Lars Ulrich's voice?
No,
Or the
in
other guy's
Ted's voice.
Okay. Well, I think we also should have some context as to who Ted is.
Okay, and we'll get to that later. Maybe it's guest time.
Yeah,
Is
I
there
think it's
around to
guest
guess?
time. Let's
Snail
guess time.
jokes?
Okay, how's the fog machine doing? I wanted the fog machine for the guest reveal.
You said 30 minutes.
How long's it been?
It's been like 3 minutes.
But if we cut in that
Just hold the
trailer,
button
that's like
down.
10 minutes.
That's
it
true,
down.
but I don't think that's how the fog machine works.
Okay, well, it's hey, it's your call. Do you want to come out with the fog machine? You're gonna wait for the fog machine because it could
Gonna
be a
wait
while.
for the fog machine.
We don't actually know how long it takes. Yeah, come out, everyone. This is
We have a
Kurt
vape.
Neal.
Yeah.
Kurt Neal. Kimmy, I think it's gonna be a while. I don't want you waiting down there by it. It's gonna be a while.
Hey guys,
Thanks
for having me on your podcast.
This is our buddy Kurt Neal.
it's my favorite podcast.
I know him from Channel. You know him from Channel 101.
You all know me from
shows
Channel 101.
such as Boring Oregon.
Wow.
And that's not a dig.
no,
it's called
It's a
that.
real name of a town.
Something about Kurt Neal. And I have a hard time remembering people's names when I meet them, but I can always remember where someone is from.
I don't remember the 4 people in here I didn't know before tonight. I don't remember any
You
of their
don't know
names.
names? That's
No.
good. You get to a certain age and the names don't stick. But
No, I never did.
but there's a fixed number of locations. So if you can remember where someone is from, it helps you along the way to learn their name. Because there's infinite number of names you could be.
You know that stand will just keep the mic wherever you want it.
It doesn't. These mics suck. If they move an inch away from your mouth, you can't hear anything.
Okay.
It's the mic's
I
fault.
like the technique. It's fun.
So
Oh, that's cool, actually.
you're from Oregon.
Yeah.
Astoria, Oregon.
No.
Crater Lake, Oregon.
No. These are all real places in Oregon, though. so
Boring
far.
Oregon.
Keep
No.
going.
Beaverton.
Beaverton is a place, but no, I'm not from there.
Beaver.
Beaver?
Well, you're from
Bend.
Wild
Beaver?
Country, Oregon.
No.
Bend.
No. Great place, though. Favorite place in Oregon.
Medford, Oregon.
No. Close.
Grants Pass.
Kind of close.
Devil's Canyon.
No. I don't think anyone knows.
Devil's
the
Advocate.
Good guess. No. Favorite
Advocate
movie?
Canyon.
No. Sounds like a cool place.
Devil's
say-
backbone.
Devil's Backbone. No. That's I skated it once, but no.
Devil's Three-Way.
Devil's Through It. That sounds
Um,
tight. You guys, there's no way you've ever heard
Please-
of it. I'm
please
from a
no
place.
Kavanaugh
Port-
references.
Portland,
Devil.
Oregon.
There's no way anybody's ever heard of it. It's called Pleasant Hill, Oregon.
Pleasant
Oh,
Hill.
Pleasant Hill, Oregon.
No,
Lord.
get outta
Pleasant
here.
Hill. That
It's
sounds
not even-
nice. That sounds nice.
It is
Sounds
nice.
pleasant.
It's not even a real city or town. It's just it's like a what is it? Unincorporated community.
Unincorporated. No post
unincorporated
office.
community. So there's no post office. There was just enough people to have a fire district or fire station and a school district.
Are you like
How many-
Are you,
what's
were you
population?
sovereign citizens, or are you like?
Yeah. No, we have our own. We're our own government.
Wow.
You're your own country.
Yeah, we're like that one place.
Luxembourg.
What
That's
are
it.
the murder laws?
How many people live there?
I don't know. They don't keep a track of population because we're not a real town.
Does it have a Wikipedia
That's
article?
the post office's job.
Can you find the?
Looking it up.
Can you? He's the
I had,
fact checker.
I had 100 people in my graduating class in high school.
That's huge. I had 45.
Yeah, it's bigger than some.
Yeah, I had about like 100.
And it's not
100,
incorporated.
120.
Not
Yeah.
incorporated.
This is some West Coast fucking bullshit. Hey,
We got the fog,
Did it just
baby.
do it on its own?
Yeah.
You got to let it warm up and
All
then
right.
it spits out a little early, a
We
little
did it.
pre-fog.
Does it read on camera? Does it look cool?
Oh,
there's
just
a
leave
delay.
it going. Just turn it on and leave it on.
Yeah.
I can turn. You,
Yeah.
wanna hold
Can we hit the button? Just
You can't be guest and fog machine. Someone's got to.
it? You just hold it.
Population of 5,665.
Jesus
In
Christ.
Pleasant Hill,
This is
Oregon?
a fucking metropolis.
That's
Damn.
bullshit.
5,600 people.
Yeah.
That's not
Wow.
true.
Yeah.
That's big enough to spawn a few state
Pleasant
wrestling
Hill.
champs.
Dude, I can name my mom, my dad, the Melvins,
Are the Melvins from there?
the McDermotts.
Well, that's 6,000
The
right
Melvins
there.
are from a town with Pleasant in the
Yeah,
name.
just the McDermotts alone.
The McDermotts. You got the
Is
Smiths.
the
There's
whole-
a bunch of Smiths.
Is the whole of the 90s predicated on teens that had to grow up in cute towns with cute names?
It should have been.
Pleasant Hill was the first white settlement in Lane County when Elijah Bristow settled in 1846.
The
Elijah
first
Bristow,
white
that's what
settlement?
We got Elijah Bristow got his own park, dude. It's sick.
Damn.
Elijah Bristow Park, dude.
You mentioned your parents.
Yeah, mom and dad.
Now, because you're from Oregon, I presume you have a healthy relationship with your parents.
For sure.
So there's no real drama to speak of.
No,
with your
I've never
parents.
had any trauma in my life. Like no
You
one,
do
that
live
clo-
in fucking
no one,
Pleasant Hill.
no one that close to me has ever died. I have had no.
No one's died?
Like the biggest trauma in my life was like I got a DUI. That was like one of the worst.
That's not nothing.
Let's
That's not
get
nothing.
into.
That's actually, I think we should
Let's
talk
talk about
this.
that.
You guys want to talk about my fucking DUI?
Did it happen in Oregon or
It's a good story.
L.A.?
Yeah.
It was Oregon. It was college.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Where'd you go to
this could be
college?
long. I went to Western Oregon University in Monmouth, Oregon.
Monmouth?
We get the population.
MONMOUTH.
MONMOUTH. Tiny little school. Not tiny, but not
Yeah,
big.
5,600
Just
students.
Just
tiny.
it was like it's probably like 5,000 or 6,000 students.
Yeah.
And
University.
yeah, or no, Western Oregon University in Monmouth, Oregon. I guess get the student body of Western Oregon, get the population of Monmouth. But the town itself of Monmouth was like half college students, half families that hated the college students.
Yeah.
And there was no apartment buildings. So all the college students
rental house ghettos.
Exactly. So after freshman year of college, after dorms, it was
like
all
Chico.
you're living in these towns,
It's just- that's how
living in the
college towns
streets,
are.
and it's just every other house is either college kids or parents that hate the college kids.
Yeah.
Right.
So we were constantly getting the cops called on the parties and stuff and getting
Yeah.
busted.
It's the parents' fault.
48
Yeah,
high school
it's
students.
just fucking bullshit parents.
It's a Zac Efron movie.
Yeah. Yes. Neighbors.
Oh,
Yeah.
With
Was that- yeah.
Efron and Rogan.
High School Musical.
That's
Zac
another
Efron
one.
played
Yeah,
Kurt
yeah,
Neal
yeah.
in Neighbors.
Yeah, when he was really buff.
Yeah. I don't know. I never saw it.
He was really buff on that one. I saw it from the trailer.
Like
What's the one where
Kurt
he's
casts
schlubby?
Zac
What's
as-
the Zac Efron schlub movie?
Is he a schlub ever?
That's the bit. No,
Did-
well, he
obviously
played
not.
Ted Bundy, but
That's a good bit. That's a good bit.
he-
I like
Ted,
when you
Ted
have to
Bundy
call-
is
that
not a
was the
schlub.
bit.
He
What
couldn't
was the
possibly play a schlub. It wouldn't. No one would buy it.
Yeah,
He's playing Ted Bundy. Is he a schlub?
that's not a schlub.
No.
That's the
No,
whole
he's
point
hot.
of Ted
The only
He's
Bundy.
reason
hot.
we know about Ted Bundy is because ladies won't stop
Yeah.
tweeting about how he can get it.
We
Yeah.
stand.
Yeah.
He went pretty
We stand.
schlubby towards the end
Yeah.
there. He was pretty schlubby towards the end.
Ted Bundy.
Bundy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
He
was
let himself go.
Because he didn't have
Himself
to
go in prison.
exercise in jail
on
because
death
no one
row.
would.
No,
No.
Let him
dude, did
murder
you
him.
He was
watch?
upset.
No.
Did you watch the
no,
tapes
not.
one?
Did you watch the tapes one?
The tapes.
No, I
one.
didn't watch.
Tapes.
They said
The
that one's
documentary.
bad too.
No, the
Guys,
documentary is
Netflix
good.
is the tapes one.
They say that's
It's
bad.
really good.
Well, who's
Who's
they?
they?
Last podcast on the left.
I learned everything
Well-
I know about anything on that.
They say it's bad, and I trust them.
The documentary?
We shouldn't be lionizing these killers.
They don't lionize him.
They're
said they
hot.
do.
They can be hot.
They just
Quit it. I said don't do that.
They're
I don't know what
allowed to be
lion eyes
hot.
Serial killers can't be hot.
They can't
Hashtag
be hot.
serial killers can't be hot.
I mean,
Hashtag.
yeah, there is
That's
or
a-
he isn't.
It's a long
He is.
hashtag.
He is.
He is.
He can get it, dude.
Make
Well,
it
Efron
smaller.
is. I got nothing but respect for Efron, dude.
I mean,
Vamp, 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 vamp.
Efron, he made a great career for himself after being just the corny High School Musical guy.
He really did.
And he's like self-aware enough to make like he makes jokes at his own expense and like
still working.
and he's choosing.
he's working, he's
interesting
getting cool
roles. He's
things.
trying to
He's getting
do
cool gigs.
things.
he's funny in plenty of stuff.
Yeah.
Baywatch was stupid, but he's in a Linklater
He's
movie.
in a Linklater movie.
Which Linklater movie?
I don't know which Linklater movie. I haven't even
he
heard
play
of
Orson
that
Welles?
movie.
Linklater
I
is
didn't know
like
that was
the
real.
most like diverse director. Not like,
He's just a good old boy.
but all of his movies are so
Out
weirdly
of-
different, and
yeah.
like there's no like consistency in like
They can be
his
hot.
style.
I never saw Boyhood. I can't weigh in. I know he put Alex
Boyhood was
Jones in a movie in the 90s.
It was
and
Waking Life, yeah.
Two
Good actor.
movies.
Good actor.
Well, he's canceled, and anyone who's given him any opportunity.
Well,
is
Richard
canceled.
Linklater
I'll
has,
put him in a
has
movie.
Joe Rogan, you're canceled for giving Alex Jones opportunity. I said it. I'll
Oh,
fire
fuck.
shots at Joe Rogan.
Did you?
Okay.
Dude, careful.
Linkletter, Rogan, you're done in this
Podcast.
town.
Dude,
Wars.
fuck.
You
you're
can't
screwed,
be giving
dude.
Alex
Damn it.
Jones
Did you-
jobs.
You're
Did you-
screwed. Now
Do you expect
Rogan's
us to
coming
do
after you.
anything?
He doesn't even care.
Did you hear
This is
the?
not-
Yeah, John
The
Ronson
Rogan
is also
Bros?
canceled.
What do
Stick
they
to
call-
books.
There's
The
gotta
Ro-
have a team.
The Rogaines.
Did you hear? Did you hear the like This American Life episode where they talked about Alex Jones and how he got like ran out of his hometown?
NPR's canceled.
Because they got like the
'Cause they
shit
gave him a
kicked out of
voice.
him at a party, and they had to like.
What
leave
town did
his
that happen?
town.
He like
It was like Austin, I
Pleasant
think.
Hill, Oregon.
they moved to Austin because they were run out of a different town.
Yeah, I forget
Keller,
what the
can
town
you
was.
find out what town Alex Jones was kicked out of after he beat up?
Monmouth, Oregon has a population of 10,000 people.
Yeah, you
Monmouth.
nailed
Wow.
it. You're right on the numbers.
Wait,
there.
so we didn't get to your DUI
wanna
story.
hear the DUI
I
story?
want to hear the DUI story.
I'll try to get there quicker.
Just real quick, what am I Googling?
Alex Jones.
Alex
hometown,
Jones
where-
pre-fight
pre-Austin.
Frankenstein torch.
What if he's
run
hot?
out of town by villagers?
What if he was hot?
Alex Jones.
Young Alex Jones?
Have you seen those tanning
What if he
photos?
was
I mean, he
hot?
looks fucking good.
Zac
He's like a
Efron
bear.
Plays young
He's
Alex
got
a
Jones.
hot bear.
He's got dad bod.
Exactly.
He looks good.
He's one of those fat guys where it still looks like firm and like
If dad bod
nice.
is something
He's like, listen here,
anyone is
I
attracted
took
to,
those.
there's no such thing as a.
I took these tanning pills, so let me tell you.
Can you tell a snail joke in Alex Jones' voice?
Okay.
We got to hear the other one first, though.
It's very similar to the Alex Jones voice. Like, I only have Lars Ulrich and like the guy from Queer Eye, the first episode.
They say he's from Austin.
you want to hear the
Yeah, I want to hear the DUI
DUI
story.
story?
How old are you?
20.
So you're not even old enough to be drinking. Wow.
Correct.
And
Did you get an MIC as well?
I had up until they were called MIPs in Oregon, minor in possession, which you could get even by having alcohol in your system.
But that's
Or
that's
just on your
distinct from
person.
an MIC because
Oh, what's an MIC?
an MIC is when it's in your system, minor in consumption.
Just in consumption. Well, MIP covered both in Oregon, in your body or just on your holding there, whatever. And at that point, I had already gotten 3 of those.
wow.
That's what I was starting to set up. Just because the cops always busted up these parties, it was easy to get caught.
right.
By the third one, we were just making jokes. I just lied a bunch. This guy kept trying to ask me if I had drank. I was like, no, I haven't drank at all. He's like, please don't lie to me. You're making this harder. If you
College is going to have trouble recruiting, right? If the town is doing like college towns exist to cater to the ids of 18 to 24-year-old youths.
yeah, they should like thank us for being there.
right.
And
They
cater
don't
to
have a
us.
town if college kids.
Thank
don't-
you for having a dusty couch on your
Yeah.
front porch.
Yang's teriyaki wouldn't have existed in Monmouth without us.
Monmouth,
You're welcome,
Oregon.
locals.
Yeah.
You're not canceled, but you're on notice. Like, get on board. You're a college town. Let's act like it.
So I made a bunch of jokes to the cops the first times around. This guy kept
Were
trying
they
to get
snail jokes?
Snail jokes?
No, I wish. This guy kept trying to get me to admit that I'd been drinking. I'd been like, no, I haven't. No. He's like, I'm gonna go get the breathalyzer, dude. Just tell me the truth. Have you been drinking? I'm like, no, man, no. And then finally he got the breathalyzer and I blew into it and it was like over 0.1 or whatever. It was a lot. And he was like, what are you doing, man? Why'd you lie? Why'd you say that? Why didn't you tell me you'd been drinking? And I just said, I had plenty of time to think about this because there was like 10 other friends on this porch at this point. And he was so frustrated. He's like, what are you doing? Why did you keep saying you haven't been drinking? And I just said, because I'm a filthy liar. And I had this little smirk on my face, and I got so much laughs from my friends.
And then the
got
shit
fucking
kicked out of
booked.
you.
And then I got a fucking MIP, and I had to pay a ticket for $150.
Damn.
I'm a filthy liar. Oh,
I'm
you
a
meant
filthy liar.
drinking alcohol? Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I thought you meant, yeah. I thought you meant making it in my garage.
It's like when
I
my
had a
dad.
couple IPAs ready to go if you want to try them out. So then also, so by the time I'm 20, I'm still only a junior, but like, there was also a pretty strong like law enforcement program at our college. So
This is
half
the worst college town.
most of the
all time.
cops by the time I was a junior, were dudes I like played flag football against when I was a freshman. So I knew half these guys. Yeah. One of them was like buddies with my older brother. Very small town Oregon shit. So here's what happens. By the time we were juniors, this thing had disappeared where these guys used to get dressed up like in crazy outfits and like get drunk and get crazy at basketball games. Yeah. Go on the side of the court, yell at the other team. You guys have all seen it. It had disappeared for a couple years. Me and my friends say, let's bring it back. Let's bring back the crazies.
Did it disappear formally for a reason, or
just like the people that were running it graduated and moved on, and it kind of just like fell apart. So we're like, let's bring it back. So we all got dressed up in a bunch of crazy shit. I was wearing a singlet, like a track or wrestling singlet.
Yeah, during basketball season.
I had a big curly blonde wig. I had a bunch of chest hair drawn on my chest. I had like numbers of like the guys I knew on the team drawn on my arms, dressed like a fucking lunatic.
You look like Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler.
Pretty close. Pretty fucking close.
Did you get pulled over while driving drunk looking like this? Is this where the story's going?
Eventually.
Am I stepping on it?
Yeah.
Whoa,
because
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You're right.
Because I was also at the time I was the only guy with a car with enough room to like fit everybody. I had a minivan, my mom's old minivan.
Nice.
So fucking
What kind of minivan?
The 94 Dodge Caravan.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Best car of my life. I love the thing to death. I miss it greatly.
How many cylinders?
12. 12.
I feel that way. I feel that way about.
12.
I felt that way about my mom's Astrovan. I should say it was my stepdad's Astrovan.
We had Astrovan.
Nothing beats a Dodge Caravan. I'll tell you that much right now. I had taken out the middle seat, so it was wide open, and I put a little like lazy boy chair in there. Fucking sick.
Damn.
So I
This
had
is super Kurt Neal.
Driving it
I'm
like
glad we're
Mr.
getting
this
this.
is hella Kurt Neal.
America
That is
gets
awesome.
this.
So I had
this
11
portrait.
people in my minivan, like including probably the entire starting offensive line of the football team. So one person said they saw us driving by, and my van was bottomed out because I had fucking
Scraping
1,000
with
pounds
sparks
on
on the
just the
ground.
back seat. We go. I stopped drinking well before everybody else. They stashed some liquor in my van. During halftime, they all run out and drink more halftime. I don't drink anything. I'm like, I'm driving later.
The players?
The guys that I was celebrating with, that I was like doing the crazies on the sideline with.
They're football players in your van during a basketball game.
Yeah, at halftime we ran back to the van. They went to drink more. I kind
I
of
thought
kept the eye
you
out.
said the players drink more at halftime.
No.
I thought the play.
These are the football players that I'm with.
I
Right. You're
Am I a bad-
dipping,
am I a
you're
bad
dipping
storyteller?
into too many sports.
Am I a bad storyteller?
no, you're doing fine.
Thanks, man. So, end of the game, we leave. We won. We're celebrating. Oh, at the end of the game, I did a thing where I ran out first, and I ran up the front of my van, up onto the top of my van, to like, woohoo! As all my buddies came to join me at the van.
Teen Wolf in it.
Yeah. Good, man. He's on it. So,
It's my show.
it's fucking good.
Just don't praise him
he's
on
on
my
it.
show.
It's my show now.
He's
It's
the
not
band
You're
leader.
asking too many questions. Like, so it's good so far.
This
So-
this has been absolutely
Nolan,
Heath
it was
Fabricius.
like Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
It's fucking Teen
I'm
Wolf.
surfing. So I'm up there, and I'm like, this is a cool thing, so my friends will think I'm cool, and they'll laugh. But they start running at me like, yeah, here we come too. So now these like fucking offensive linemen also climb up my van.
They're not the Teen Wolf.
They're no
They're
Teen
not
Wolf.
Teen Wolves.
So they put this huge fucking dent in the roof of my van. That was fun. So then we leave. I drop everybody off. I go home with my roommates. I wait an hour to the point that I feel sober, so I can drive and go join all their friends at the party.
Yeah.
I waited because I was like, now it's really dangerous. Obviously, I drove drunk earlier, but
Yeah.
I don't want to make the risk now because it's.
I got away with murder.
Now
Time to
that
lay
more
low
risk of getting
for
caught.
1 hour.
Yeah, so I don't get caught this time.
Yeah.
Smart guy.
It's not dumb.
So
Well
literally,
thought out.
we don't change. All I do is I throw on sweatpants and a big bright blue jacket over that outfit I was talking about. Took the wig off. No, I had.
Try
it on.
not to stick out.
Tell me that the wig is on when you get.
I think the wig was still
arrested.
on. Excuse you.
Is that on the record? Is that Googleable? Does Oregon have sunshine laws?
I know my mugshot was awful. You gotta because I also had really long hair.
Do you
for
have
me.
it?
No, I have to try to go find it. I bet I could go to the station.
Let's
and
get
Your
it. We'll
parents
cut
still
it
have it
in.
on their fridge?
America, here's Kurt's mugshot from that night.
Man, that's gonna take me months.
Cut it in.
Well,
So we go, and I'm like, I'm good, I'm fine. Sure enough, I get pulled over, and it's one of the cops that I know
That
personally.
you know.
So I go to the window. He pulls me over. He pulled me over because the light that lights up your license plate was out. But really,
that's bullshit.
But really, he knew I was the van that took all the drunk idiots
Yeah.
to and from the game. So he's like, "There's Kurt's van. I'm gonna pull him over." He was waiting for me.
Yeah.
He was fucking waiting for me. 'Cause
I've been pulled over.
It was
with
a
that
half a
excuse
mile
before.
drive from like our place to the party we were going to.
He's waiting for you in a vindictive sense, or like he's my buddy. I'm gonna.
No,
fuck
he
with
had
you?
to because he did arrest me eventually. So he had to have been waiting for me because he wanted to get the guy that like drove the drunk idiots and probably drove drunk himself, which he did. So he pulls me over. He's like, "Hey, man, how much you been drinking? I'm like, Donnie, listen.
Donnie,
He's
Donnie,
a little shithead.
listen to me.
I hated him in
Deputy
flag football.
Donnie.
Guys,
Lock it up, Donnie.
No cops should be named Donnie. If they're named Donnie, sorry,
Gotta
Buster.
go. Canceled.
You do
How
not.
can
Can
you
you
definitely-
how can you respect a man named Donnie?
No
I know I
Donnies,
don't.
No
He was the best
Ronnies,
new kid
no
on the block.
Bonnies.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Snort good.
We'll edit some laughs in later.
That's the loudest
Gotta
he's
snort.
snored all night.
All right.
Nope. So Donnie pulls me out of the van. My two friends are just in the back watching. He puts me through all the tests. I'm destroying these tests. I'm killing the test. There's the one where you like, okay, stand here. You put the one out. You straighten your toe and just start counting. I did this. I could do this for fucking minutes on each, just counting.
They'll still make you
how
blow
long
if
do you want me to go,
pass
Donnie?
all the
How long
tests.
do you
They'll
want me to
make
go?
you blow.
But he didn't have a breathalyzer with him, right? So he makes me do all the tests. I kill him. He makes up some bullshit like, oh, you didn't turn right at the middle point. I said to turn small steps. I'm like, I did that, Donnie.
That's contestable.
Fucking
He arrests
Donnie.
me. Exactly.
Wow.
He arrests me, takes me in. My friends are laughing in the back of my van.
Some friends.
Takes me there.
Donnie sounds like
I
your
blow the
real
breathalyzer at the station. I blew like a .06. Technically under the legal limit, but I'm 20.
But you were a minor, yeah.
So it doesn't matter. So I still get this fucking DUI, but I'm in this holding cell for 2 hours wearing just that singlet and the sweatpants. My hair is all fucking matted into the back. I got this Sharpie and like number 54 and Go Kevin and shit on my arms. It was
So
the
fucking badass.
Was
It
it
was-
like like movie style where there were a bunch of like just big scary
Retro
prisoners?
baits
there were
in there.
nobody.
You look like
I was the
a pretty
only
boy.
person in the room.
Is
Yeah.
it just like
It
a
was
conference
freezing
room
cold.
in
It
that
was like
town?
metal benches and like fucking brick walls painted, and I
It
was
looked like the Green Mile.
Yeah.
it was scary, man.
Was there some like sadistic prison guard guy that
There
you,
was
like,
a
you
sh-
like grab his dick later? Or no, he grabs Tom Hanks's dick, right? In the Green
Well,
What is Tom Hanks doing?
he just grabs the whole region. I think it was
To-
a
to help
prostate.
him.
I think
To
it was a
help. He
prostate.
fixed- he
to help.
heals him. He
Yeah.
takes away his prostate.
I think he had a
problem.
prostate problem.
And the guy heals it.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
movie.
He breathes out the smoke bees.
Yeah.
The
Was
one
this-
cop there yelled at me because
Yeah.
like the intercom system didn't work, and then my roommate, that was also drunk with me in my van, is the one that walked in to pick me up because his girlfriend drove
The
him
next
there.
day or the same night?
No, like 2 hours later. He walked
So-
in and the cops were like, "Dude, you're drunk. You can't come and pick up a guy in the drunk tank when you're also drunk." So
How-
the girlfriend had to come in.
That's funny.
And then here's where it gets even better. So
Try
like
again.
I obviously at that point I'm
Send
like,
someone else.
Those cops are smart. They're fucking on their shit.
but at that point now I'm 20. I've gotten these 3 MMPs. I got this DUI. Now I have to go to AA once a week as part of all this diversion shit. And like
What year was this?
this is what is this going to be like 2004 2005? So now I'm like, oh my god, am I an alcoholic? My mom's dad
favorite band
was.
back then?
What's wrong with my life? Oh my god. So I just at least quit drinking for a while. And like not even a week or two later, I was at the one place where there was apartments, this big complex with like a big parking lot where they would have parties. And I wasn't drinking, but everybody was hanging around outside, and I was there just hanging out with people. And sure enough, Donnie and his partner in his cop car, they come
Donnie.
cruising through, and they just do a slow lap through the lot, just making their presence known, right? That one of those things. And they come driving right by. I'm standing right there on the sidewalk as they drive by. And as soon as they're gone, I turn to like my buddy over here, and I'm like, "Fuck you, Donnie," and then just reverse. What'd you say? What'd you just say? He like reversed back up to me in front of like
Donnie.
50 other college kids. He's like, "What'd you say?" I'm like, "I didn't say anything, Donnie." He's like, "What'd you fucking say?" You arrested me, Donnie. You arrested me. Come on, man. What do you want me to say?
That's constitutionally protected
Whisper
speech.
his
You can say
last
"fuck
name
you,
to me and
Donnie"
I'll
to
tell
a
you
cop
what
who
Donnie's
you don't like.
doing.
Like,
But he still owned me. I'm like, "You arrested me, Donnie. Come on, man. What do you want me to say?" He's like, "Okay, were you drinking?" "Yeah." "Were you driving?" "Yeah."
it's none of your fucking business, Donnie.
Your
All right.
life, Donnie.
"You broke the law. I arrested you." I'm like, "Yeah, all right. You did your job. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You got me."
You're still a fucking cop.
He's
dude.
probably still a cop
Yeah.
there. He probably still
Top
sucks.
one worst.
He's probably
jobs.
fatter.
He is.
Top one worst cops. Yeah.
He's in
Awful.
the show Blue Bloods. Stars
Blue
of
Bloods?
Donnie.
True Bloods.
True Bloods.
True Bloods.
What'd you spot? These
True
spots.
Blue Bloods.
With Tom Selleck.
It's about these vampire Southern gentlemen cops.
Have you ever-
who-
What? Ah, my man Wade. Thanks, Wade.
Has
Wade's a
anyone?
drunk. He gets it.
Wait, I got a story about Wade.
Sorry, Wade.
How many DUIs does Wade have? Tweet
I'm-
us, Wade.
I want to tell a story about fucking Wade if Wade's watching. I'm audience coordinator at the Meltdown television tapings. Meltdown with Jonah Kummel,
Woo!
season
Wow,
3.
dude.
Good.
What a
God.
show! Wow.
Oh
I got
my
a story about
What?
Wade.
This is a spicy story.
My story about Wade is I had a cool job a couple years ago.
Wade Michelson
Oh God.
and Harmon all show up wasted.
3 identical guys.
Harmon pulls a lot of water in this town. He's got a reserved seat.
Sure.
Yeah.
Michelson gets in too. I have an earpiece in, and every producer on set starts. Who's
Howie
this
has an
wasted
earpiece.
guy? Who's this blacked out guy? He's not getting in the. He's not getting in the showroom.
Oh,
he's not getting in the
no.
showroom. So
Hey, you can come on next and tell your version. Let's hear Nolan's first.
This is gonna be
Wade,
this is gonna be a
Wade, be the
two-part.
guest.
Wade's gonna be here in 10
Wait.
minutes and break the place.
Wade, be the guest next week. Come through next Thursday
him
and,
call
and
in.
defend yourself.
Yeah,
Get
do
him
a
on
call in.
speakerphone.
Call in, yeah.
Oh yeah, wait. Call your phone and you hold it up.
Yeah,
put it on
Wade, call
speaker
me.
and put it in your mic.
Call me.
So let me tell more of the story before he calls. It's my job to tell him he can't get in there. Michelson and Harmon go in there, and I'm like, Wade, you can't go in there, man. You're too drunk. And he starts crying.
Oh, Wade.
He looks at me just with puppy dog eyes. He's like, I'm too drunk. So
Oh, now I
we
feel
like
bad.
console him and walk him out to the sidewalk, order him a lift. The first Lyft driver sees how drunk he is and just drives off.
Oh no.
Classic.
So then the second Lyft driver had to take him. But that's my
Oh man.
Wade story.
I'm not crazy about you telling it.
He's fine. Wade, come on the show next week.
Wait, what? Wade, yeah, you guys let me know that Wade was complimenting me, and then immediately reminded you to
I thought
tell
Wade
this
was
really
talking
embarrassing
shit.
story. Wade literally.
It sounded sarcastic when you said it.
Well, it is Wade, to be fair.
yeah.
It could have been sarcastic,
Yeah, I think he was being sarcastic.
but he is my friend. He gives me compliments.
I mean, I would like to say he's my friend. I've met him 10 times.
You're not
He
anymore.
never remembers me.
You're not anymore.
Is he gonna call in?
You just lost.
He never
it.
tried.
Yeah.
He hasn't tried yet.
Call him.
But you just outed him to your 3 viewers.
We haven't said any last names on here.
Yeah, my mom's
He
watching.
shouted it.
Yeah, you did say his last name. Or no, yeah, I don't think you could pick up.
We got Wade. We got Wade.
We got Wade.
We got
we got
Wade.
Wade.
Should I go on speaker?
Yeah, put him on
Yeah.
speaker.
Yeah,
You
put
got
him
to
on
hold it
speaker.
up to the mic.
Hey Wade, you're on speaker.
Hey,
How you doing, bud?
Jake,
He's
is that coming
pissed.
through in the mix?
He's pissed.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you, bud. Wade
Okay.
Randolph, everybody.
We were not supposed to say last names.
So wrong.
What?
Nolan Fabricius.
Here's what happened.
Okay. Let's hear. Yeah, let's hear your version.
Me and Harmon and Michelson were drinking at the Mexican place. We walked over.
Yeah.
I just wanted to sit down and watch the show, the Meltdown show.
Yeah, you just wanted to have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Emily pulls me aside and goes like, "Hey, let me show you backstage and stuff like that." So she's taking me around. We're backstage. I go up to Camille. And it's like,
Now we're name dropping. The name drop status just keeps.
I didn't see any. Listen, I was drunk. I didn't see any of those people. I just went up to Camille and I was like, "Hey, man, you want to suck my dick?" Then I did not. Okay, see, I did not get kicked out. I went outside to have a cigarette.
I kicked you out.
No, you did. So I'm smoking. I'm looking at my phone, and I hear this guy going, "So you're a little too drunk, and they want you to leave." And I didn't even realize he was talking to me. I looked up and I went, "Are you talking to me?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then I called an Uber. I don't think there was an Uber that would not take me.
There was, and I ordered the lift, and I
Yeah,
have a record of it on the day. I'll pull it up.
Sound guy Jake Robinson confirms. He corroborates Nolan's story.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you ordered. I didn't know that you ordered one. I ordered one.
No, he says he ordered. He'd gotten the one he ordered.
I'm incredibly impressed that you remember this day at all. It was an extreme drunk, but I'm not judging at all. I think
Well,
it's fine. You
extreme
spend all
by
day
your
at-
standards.
You spend all day at El Compadre. That'll happen.
That's the Mexican place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we started a drawing room, so.
Oh,
There you go.
At,
That'll-
at
yeah.
6 a.m. and you.
All right. But listen, it's hard for me to understand, so I'm gonna let you guys go. This is fun though. You're doing great, Kurt. Good night.
Thanks, Wade. Thanks for calling, man. Love you.
Wow.
He was supposed to say, I love you back.
Yeah, he did.
Does that do Android?
He
phones?
said he couldn't really hear me that well.
Yeah,
so
I think he said
That's
that.
an
He
Android
probably
phone
said it.
noise.
this is actually a Google Pixel 3. Boop.
Is
Ever
it
heard
good?
of it?
I noticed your text message are green when you send them
Yeah,
to
that's
me.
the worst
Yeah.
part.
I don't like
That
that.
sucks.
I got all screwed up with my basketball text chain with my 3 friends that we talk about basketball together.
Yeah, that sucks. That's like if I'm swiping on the Tinder and,
Here we go.
and we make the
Classic.
jump
Mhm.
to the texting.
Mhm.
If it's green, that green means not go.
We call that a green flag.
Yeah, that's a green flag.
They call that. I don't.
Yeah.
I think they're cool.
It's like they
Yeah.
say if there's
if there's green on
there's
the
green,
screen,
on the
green
grass,
on
I was
the
trying
green.
to. It's not a.
there's green.
If there's
on
green
the
on the
screen.
screen,
Here we go.
green on the screen.
then I won't be peeing.
Then
Then
I'm not on
Or
that team.
You're not
I'll
gonna
be
do it?
seeing
I'll
you
be
never.
I'll never be seeing.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
This
This is all
gotta
golden.
There's
we'll
green-
work, write that
If
down.
if
We'll
there's
work on
green
that.
on the screen, we got
This
the
is all
setup.
great.
It's
Green
a
on
good
the
setup.
screen.
look. We're all having a good time tonight.
Tweet
Can we
your-
hit the
tweet
fog?
your
Can we hit
answers.
the fog machine real quick before we do the next segment? Would you play a theme for the next segment to start?
The next segment's Phil Collins.
And time for snail jokes.
Oh no.
Scott, quick backstory on why you were engaged in snail jokes.
There will be nothing quick about this backstory. If I
Do we
really,
want to
like-
save this bit? We're like 3/4 way through the show. already.
I think we should keep building up the snail jokes bit.
Dude,
we'll
have
just
like
kind of touch
15
on
minutes left.
15.
Yeah.
It's fun for me
I
so
don't think
far
we
because
have
I don't
enough
even
time
know
to
if
do
it's
the
a
whole
real bit.
segment.
15 minutes.
All right. Well, why don't I just tell you?
Does
the
anyone
snail
have
jokes?
to be out of here at 10?
No, let's
Do you
go 2
hate
hours.
snails?
We could just keep going.
Let's do a marathon.
We can do longer than an hour, but I know like Adam's got a life. Most people in this room are adults who have to work in the morning.
All right. I'm gonna give the Reader's Digest version
Most.
of the build up to this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know
So-
what that means. Shorter?
What's readers?
You're gonna want to hear these snail jokes.
You don't know what Reader's Digest?
We
is?
what?
I know what readers digest is.
Okay. We'll just. It takes as long as it takes.
Okay.
Can I get another beer?
What do you want? Coors Light? Coors Light? Yep.
Silver
Light?
bullet.
Silver Bullet.
So
No, please do that during the snail jokes.
That's I was kind of
you're
looking
I
no,
don't
you
wanna
can't
hear-
do it that fast. That's a snail joke for you.
Boom! Sorry, sweetie.
So-
man.
Wait, let me find the hi hat so I can do the.
That's it.
Where's the rim shot?
Ooh.
There's no ride.
Just play every sound.
Is that the?
Beep, bop, boom, bing, ding, dum, 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 dum,
Wait.
dum, 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 dum.
This is all gold.
Okay, I need to hear it. I need to hear it. I'm trying to find the ride.
Dum, dum,
There it is. Okay, I've got my rim shot.
Okay.
dum, dum.
So a little bit of backstory into the snail jokes. I this last weekend got suckered into helping my dad move to Arizona, and I had to drive to Arizona in my dead grandfather's minivan filled with 5 Boston Terriers.
Fuck yeah.
And I had to drive.
Two
And I had,
minivan stories one
and
night.
this was a Toyota, which
Thank you.
I don't know how we feel about Toyota minivans, but
There are no Dodge Caravans.
I mean,
Swish.
which Dodge is
shit.
actually that's a new sponsor we're courting for
Ooh, fingers crossed.
Dodge,
Dodge,
we're
Dodge
wide open.
Caravan specifically.
Charleston
Yeah.
Tube.
Yeah, town
Bale.
and country.
So I had to ride there with the Boston Terriers. I had to ride back in my dad's friend's truck with him. And my dad's friend is this guy named Ted, who looks like a cartoon version of like an 1890s prospector. Like has just like 1.5 foot long white beard and like horseshoe like white hair, glasses, and
He talks like this, and he's from Texas, and
he like
Yeah, that little
had
whistle?
chew, he had chew in his mouth at all
Oh, of
times.
course.
Like just
dip. There's a good time for a dip. You mind picking me up some of that Copenhagen?
Wintergreen.
And
I'm
so
a big fan of this guy so far.
yeah, he's actually a really nice guy.
Wintergreen long cut.
Yeah,
Did he murder someone?
he did not murder someone. So
That you
Did
know
the person
of.
die?
well,
That you
no,
know
no,
of.
He did almost murder.
no. So here's what happened with Ted.
He got murdered.
No, he almost got murdered, actually. He lives in Temecula, California. And he's this, like, former Marine, like, Texas shit kicker guy who, like, grew up super Christian and frugal. And he was telling me stories about how, like, he's so thankful of how much his dad beat him because it instilled, like, good values in him. And he's like,
get
I
that.
still have
I
scars
get
from my
that.
dad's belt.
Yeah, it sounds
I get
folksy
it.
when you say it in the voice.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
so
say that line again in that voice.
It's like, you know, my dad had this belt with all these big old buckles on them, and I still have the scars on my body from it. But I tell you what, I really learned a lot about the world.
it's like...
That's the beginning of a Roger Miller song.
So yeah, and he, so what
Roger
happened
Miller.
with his house in Temecula? He keeps all of his lights off to like save electricity, right? So he doesn't have like lights on outside or inside. Like it's just dark, and his cars are in the garage. Like he's a very organized dude, and
Cars in the garage.
he was Which who the fuck parks in their garage?
Yeah.
Psychopath.
You do Wayne's World in your garage or
Yeah,
nothing.
It's or nothing.
the only two options.
So he's like telling me the story. He's like,
It's like I heard a noise in my kitchen, and I thought something was going wrong with my icebox, but I couldn't be too sure, so I brought out my pistol.
Sure, of course.
and he like goes on to tell me that like he went out and he's kind of creeping out, and he like hears noise, and he looks and sees that he has these like French doors in his house. That like one of the windows has been broken out.
Oh, fuck.
And there's these two figures like creeping in the dark, and they were totally under the impression that no one was there. They're like talking and kind of like messing around.
Were they
and, like,
snails?
they were not snails.
Oh
weren't
shit. Okay.
But
snails.
we're gonna get there.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
So, he's like, "Oh fuck,"
He's ready to engage.
and he tells me he's like,
I pulled back the pin on the cocking mechanism on my.
I don't know the like terminology or whatever, but he's like, and I
Pulled
pulled
it
it
back,
know the terminology?
and I held it, and I released it just as I yelled out, "Hey!" hoping that they wouldn't hear me cocking the gun. Well, as soon as I say, "Hey," I see in the corner of my eye the flash from the muzzle of a gun, and
he just goes into like robot marine like combat mode and just fucking starts opening fire on these dudes, and like they're exchanging gunfire in
Jesus
his
Christ.
kitchen, and apparently the dude's shot like
Because I'm engaged with this
Who
story.
said that?
Kelsey,
Wait,
I'm
I don't
listening to the man.
understand. When laughs come from the far side of the room at a pivotal point
Yeah.
in a separate story, it's unprofessional.
I was listening to his story, and I was looking for a picture of myself. with
Kelsey,
my
we all
Minivan.
love Kurt.
Did
God
he
damn
kill
it, we
anybody?
gave him 30 minutes to talk about Monmouth, Oregon.
we're gonna
I
get
did-
back to Kurt. This is the snail joke segment of every
It's gonna be a long
week
show.
that we do.
Kurt's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
not
find a
going
picture of myself with my minivan from college.
Text that to me.
Hell
All right,
Okay.
so we'll put that on the.
Cut it in.
Yeah,
America,
we'll
here's
cut it.
Kurt with his Dodge Viper.
Yeah,
Dodge Viper.
with his Plymouth
Dodge
Prowler.
Caravan. You
Y'all
dumbass.
Dodge Viper.
Cut
Got
it in.
6 seats.
Anyway, long story short, this guy fucking
Sliding
shot
doors.
a dude like 3 times
Sick.
in his
Good.
kitchen.
Shot a guy 3 times his kitchen. You missed it because
Thanks,
you're
Kelsey.
talking
Yeah.
about Kurt.
Yeah.
Stand your ground.
So anyway, we're
Thanks-
right.
thanks, Kelsey.
He tells me this story, and like 10 minutes later, tells me this joke where he's like,
It was like, oh, did you ever hear about the one about the turtle that got robbed by 2 snails?
I was like, no, I've never heard that one. Either. He goes,
Well, so a turtle got robbed by 2 snails, and the police asked him what had happened and where did they go, and the turtle goes, I don't know, it all happened so fast.
so that was
Yeah.
his snail joke. And
Snail joke number 1.
number 1. And
Down.
I thought it was pretty
Opening with the crossfire didn't
Is he
help
the
your joke.
turtle?
good. No, the joke is neither here nor there. My joke, however,
Here we go.
here.
Right
Rising
here.
action of the snail
Yeah.
joke.
This was the
Start with the weakest
inspiration?
snail
This
joke.
is the inspiration. Well, I'm supposed to do this in Lars Ulrich's voice, right? that doesn't matter.
Tell me
So my
who
snail
died to make this joke.
who I killed a man back
Okay,
in
okay.
back in 2003 to learn this joke.
He was dead.
He was a college
Yeah.
jock in Monmouth, Oregon.
Yeah, that
A
joke
jock
is
that didn't
okay.
actually play real sports at the school.
Just fiddle fucking around, telling snail jokes, and jumping on vans and shit. Just
Kurt,
fucking
if
around.
you weren't a jock at that age, I'm gonna feel extremely.
I mean, I was a jock, but like I didn't play on any actual school teams.
Yeah, you were
I
like
played
an
like
angsty jock.
15 intramural sports. This is my favorite song. I listen to that all the time in my Dodge Caravan.
Yeah.
That and Whitesnake and Def Leppard.
Beautiful.
Thanks, man.
Classic.
What's your snail joke?
So my
Snail joke
Yeah, what's the snail joke?
My-
number 2.
Snail joke number 2.
Everybody
so
shut up. Everybody shut up.
This sure has taken a while.
I tried to tell you. I told you that this is gonna be.
Man.
So a snail walks into a car dealership, right? And he goes up to the
This is
car
already
dealer
great.
and he's like,
This
"Hey."
is already great.
He goes up to the car dealer and he's like, "Hey, I don't know anything about cars or their mechanics or anything like that. I just want to know if there's
His
an
snail
option
impression's so
where
good.
have you ever talked
It's
to
a
a snail?
dead-on snail.
So
Fucking great
so
snail.
he's like, I just want there to be an option for me to put a gigantic S on the side of my car.
Mhm.
And the dealer goes, "Why is that?" And the snail goes, "'Cause whenever I drive by, I want people to say, 'Look at that S car go.'"
Go, baby.
Oh,
Snail joke number 2 in the bag. This concludes
better than the first one.
segment snail jokes. Hit it, Scott. Jake, you're on camera.
Get out of the
Jake,
camera.
get out of the shot.
Jake, you're
Jake, out of the
directly-
shot.
Your face first
Jake.
in the shot. Thank
Jake,
you.
get
Stay down there.
out of the shot. Jake. All right. Cut it. This sucks. Dump
Do you-
it.
So far, you know 3 songs.
Eat shit.
All right. Well, with great satisfaction, I'm going to cross snail jokes off the list, which leads us to our 2 final subjects. Phil Collins or Game of Thrones. Kurt Neal, pick the final discussion topic. Phil Collins or Game of Thrones.
I mean, Game of Thrones, I guess. I don't know enough about Phil Collins.
Game of Thrones.
I don't know. Is everybody sick of it, though?
Who's
Are we all sick of it?
yeah.
We can talk about Phil.
I'm not
I
sick
just
of it.
don't know
It'll
much
work.
about him.
I'm not sick of it.
You're not sick of it?
No.
You
This,
gonna-
this last episode I thought was the best of the season. Controversial.
I think
take.
it was a
I
decent
didn't-
episode.
I at least didn't care. Like,
Yeah.
It was a decent episode that was surrounded with not enough.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
Phil
yeah.
Collins.
Which
Phil
brings
Collins.
us to our next point. Phil
Phil
Collins.
Collins. What are we gonna do?
Why
with
does
this
Nolan
guy?
hate Phil Collins?
I hope the
Besides
next
the
Is that
obvious
why it's
reason.
on there? Because you hate him?
Do you hate
You guys
Phil
like
Collins?
Phil Collins?
No,
I'm
he-
indifferent
Wait.
at worst.
Wait, have
I-
you
I
seen
don't hate-
Tarzan? Have you seen Tarzan?
Tarzan was like a golden era Disney doing an impression of itself. It was like,
Right.
it was what? That's true.
No, it's not.
Everyone
Still
says
a
that.
boring
no, it's
opinion.
not. Phil Collins did all the music for it.
That was like late.
I know that.
Late era Disney animation.
Yeah, that's what I'm
like-
saying. They started doing like the 3-dimensional stuff with the 2-dimensional stuff, and it
I
didn't
hated
work.
Tarzan's like floppy, like shitty dreads.
Yeah,
that
he had,
they
like-
I thought he was hot.
He could get it. No,
he
he
was
could get
hot. No one's debating that. He was hot.
Okay, yeah.
But he was like,
He's
that, you
fine.
know, you look at him, you're like, I hate his dreads, but if we could, like, if we
Racist.
date long enough, then maybe he'll get rid of them.
He
Racist.
surfs on
This guy's
trees.
racist.
It's like, why does
No,
he have any
no,
body?
Tarzan was racist because he was a white guy with dreads.
He wasn't a white guy. He was
That's
living.
true.
He's a monkey.
Oh, who's racist?
Is that racist?
Wow.
But
Wow.
Oh.
he was he lived with the apes raised him.
This lives online forever.
Wow.
The apes
You're not
raised
gonna
him.
want to be on record for
Kurt
saying
is
that.
going to
What?
be canceled by
Come on,
this
what
shit,
is he
dude.
though out there? He's in the wood. He's in the woods.
Let me
He's in
just reel that in a little bit.
Yeah.
We're all great apes. He's a great ape.
Whoa.
No, that's
Whoa.
true. That's true.
As long
that's
as we
true.
differentiate between monkeys and apes. They're
He's
the
not
same
a
thing.
monkey.
Yeah.
No
What
one's
is
a
he?
monkey.
No one's a
He's
monkey.
an ape.
He's more of an ape than
He
a
was an
monkey.
ape.
Monkeys.
Oh, he's a chimp.
Monkeys have tails.
Which are
apes
apes,
don't
yeah.
have tails.
Yeah.
He's an ape. You're an ape.
A
We're
gorilla.
apes.
He's
He's a
not
It's
a
a
gorilla.
gorilla.
He
Humans
does
are apes.
not
He
enough
lives with
meat on
gorillas.
his bones.
It's a
We gotta
gorilla's
we
an
can only
ape.
give him chimp.
Well,
We
in
can
the
only-
Tarzan movies, in the originals, there was the character Cheetah, which was a chimpanzee, and I
Right.
always was confused by that because he's not a cheetah.
Yeah, that
He's
pisses
not.
me
He's a
off.
fucking.
What was the
chimpanzee.
cheetah's name?
That's like calling a fat guy tiny.
There were
It's
no
like
cheetahs.
intentionally
Cheetah's
wrong.
name.
It's like a
Doesn't
cute
matter.
nickname.
Yeah. What?
It's a cute nickname.
It's
Calling a fat
pretty
guy
cute.
tiny.
Fat guy. Yeah.
I only call fat guys tiny.
Why do you hate Phil Collins so much?
Or
Here's
slim.
why.
Yeah.
Lay it out.
He has been bald since he's 17.
How dare
That's not
he.
his
That's
fault.
terrible.
How dare he.
That's
That's
That's not
awful.
his fault.
Popular
sounds
music.
like my friend Tim Davis, who is cool.
Do you hate all of his endeavors?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't like anything Phil Collins has touched.
Not
I like
even
the
in-
drum
in
fill
the
on
air?
In the Air Tonight. Like every
What about Sister
red-blooded
Studio?
American.
What about
You
does.
don't
Sister
like, do you
Studio?
like the
No,
drums?
Sister Studio.
What about I can't-
Genesis sucks. Phil Collins sucks. He's a good drummer. If he's
So-
not behind the
so
drums,
is-
I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him
I
out
don't want
here.
to see that.
Yeah.
Racist.
Which is racist.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
No, you're right.
He's I
You're
don't
right.
know. That sounds boring to me.
Dude, when I was a kid,
He hates Phil Collins.
Do you
'cause
like Peter
Oasis
when I was a
Gabriel?
kid, my dad bought a 6-disc CD changer for our living room, and he bought the CD
Hell
he
yeah.
bought
This is
for
where
his
this all
new
came from.
his new CD player was Phil Collins' Both Sides of the Story.
Well, dude, I
Does
mean,
anyone remember that single from
I
that
mean,
song?
Great album.
America, here's a slice from Phil Collins' Both Sides of the Story.
I mean, dude.
Now you know.
Oh man, great song.
Now
Love
you
it.
know.
My dad got like 5 or 6 disc changer for our living room, and it was like Peter Frampton, but like not Frampton Comes Alive, like the one he put out when he was like 60.
Yeah.
It was like a live album, and
Late-
like
late
Ted
Frampton.
Nugent, and.
But
yeah.
I would take Peter Frampton over Phil Collins any day of the week. Like
How do you feel?
I
sure.
strongly disagree.
For sure.
I strongly disagree.
No.
I grew up on a lot.
I think
of Peter
debating
Frampton.
music is lame.
You think what?
Debating music is lame.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
he's not wrong.
Oasis sucks.
Oasis.
It's like
I know you don't. I know you don't believe
I
that.
don't
one of the
mean it.
things.
I know you don't mean
One
that.
of
Only
the
the first 2 albums are good.
one of the things I'll
a
never
lot of people
stop.
feel that way.
One of the
It's
things
true.
I'll never. This is the only thing I'll argue about music. Everyone claims they hate the Eagles only because everyone else says they hate the Eagles. The Eagles are fucking fine. There's nothing wrong with the
There's
Eagles.
a 4-hour
The
documentary.
the
Not
Eagles-
that much worse than
Girlfriend,
other
you have anything
bands
to say
from the
about this?
generation.
Documentary.
They're fucking fine. It's just because Hotel California is overplayed on the radio.
Here's the
That's
thing.
have
the
any-
only
you
thing.
probably
It's
don't wanna
lame.
weigh
It's
in
a
on
hive
this.
mind opinion.
Look,
I'll
the
agree
Eagles
with that.
are like
They're
this
assholes.
well, first of all, Don Henley is an asshole.
Well, sure, they could be dicks. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that band sucks.
Joe
That's
Walsh is
Most musicians are assholes.
Probably the coolest guy ever, or seems like he'd be really
Cooler
chill
than
to
Dick
hang out
Dale.
Joe, come be in
with.
the
Dick
show.
Dale was not a cool guy.
Yeah, can we get Joe on the show?
But
Double D.
no, the Eagles. It was just like this homogenized version of like
I'll
the,
be
like
honest,
Laurel Canyon country.
I
shit.
love,
It was
I love
Desperado-
Desperado.
Desperado came up on my most played songs of 18 playlist of 2018
It's fucking sick.
playlist that's generated by Spotify.
Did we lose
And
all our viewers?
as a 35-year-old single man, I really like that song.
It's a
Somebody
dope
hit the
song.
fog machine. Just hit the button.
I
We could
actually,
use some
I
fog.
actually know 2 daughters of Eagles.
What?
Yeah, like
Oh, baby Eagles.
yeah, like
Baby
the
Eagles.
little eaglets.
Baby Eagles?
Eaglets.
Yeah.
Racist.
Look at that.
That's
Way more. Way more.
But you
Like
keep going for
3
a couple
times
minutes.
that amount. It's gonna. Oh, sorry. You can just step on it. You played Desperado?
Jake, does it look cool?
What are you doing?
He's trying to get this.
We're gonna do the. We're doing Sultans of Swing.
We're doing Sultans of Swing.
I think it feels pretty thick right now. Can anybody see me?
Does.
All right, listen.
I'm breathing
We're
it.
We don't have a whole lot of time
Anybody
left. So.
we're off the rails.
What do you guys think about Shania Twain?
That don't impress me much.
See, that's what I'm saying, dude. He's fucking on it. My dad had the same Shania Twain CD playing in his Suburban for like 12 years straight. It just kept playing
Dixie
over and over.
Chicks.
Yeah.
Dixie Chicks fucking rock.
Dude, my
I'm not
stepdad
saying-
fucking loves the Dixie
I think they
Chicks.
slam.
Even
dude.
after they slammed the Iraq War.
Especially.
Your dad
My
liked
stepdad.
that. Oh, your stepdad.
That's when my
Stepdad
dad
is a
was
good guy.
off the,
Oh,
Yeah.
right. I got
off
mixed
the
up.
Dixie Chicks.
My step,
Um,
yeah, he
Goodbye,
loved the
Earl?
Dixie-
Come
yeah.
on.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
my dad
fucking
would never
sick.
listen to a female singer. He could not identify
Fair.
with that.
And Kurt, you got a good
can't
dad.
identify
You got no dad horror stories.
No horror stories. He could have talked more.
Call him.
Is he an old
Is he
soldier?
awake?
He's no. He was never a soldier. He's a lawyer.
Same thing, am I right?
Yeah.
What
He's on the
what
front
kind of
lines.
lawyer?
Business.
Boring. This is boring.
You know who he represented
Business
once?
lawyers?
Nolan Ryan.
Wow.
Whoa.
One of the greatest
Pitcher
pitchers
for
of
the
all
Texas
time.
Rangers.
For
There you
a
go. And Houston
business
Astros.
enterprise.
It was right after he
Makes
retired.
some
Someone was
great
trying to sue him
Angus
for some
steaks.
merchandising shit.
Wow.
And my dad and he called my dad because my
Wow.
dad was in Oregon and he was connected to Nike guys.
Oh yeah,
So
you
the
want
Nike
that
guys,
Nike.
The
you know.
Nike guys recommended Nolan Ryan to my dad.
It's like, hey, you see me punch that dude?
Yeah.
Better give me a good
See,
dude.
Was that
right?
Alex
The
Cora?
best
You
gotta-
fucking fight
you
ever,
gotta
that
get
was,
Nolan
Robin
Ryan
Ventura.
voice.
Robin
Keller?
Ventura,
Nolan
that's right,
Ryan
yeah.
voice.
It was
Can you
Robin
do it again?
Ventura, and he got him in a headlock and started just like punching the shit
It's
out
the
of him.
greatest-
It's like the best bound.
Just fucking
I've seen it.
hey,
I've seen it.
put
My name's
that up.
Nolan.
Hey,
I've
cut
seen
to
it.
the
Cut to
Nolan
the
Ryan
fight.
thing.
Cut
Yeah,
to the Nolan
fight.
Ryan headlocking the guy.
That
Yeah.
and the ball bouncing off of Jose Canseco's head are my two
That's
favorite.
great.
And then
sports
Randy
moments.
Johnson
And
hitting the
that's
bird.
where
And
that's
hitting the
where it
bird, that
counts.
was great.
You ever seen that one?
Yeah.
Randy
guys seen
Johnson. Oh
Jose
yeah,
Canseco?
Randy
He hit a
Johnson.
bird
Oh,
with a-
Randy
with-
Johnson.
Oh, Randy Johnson.
He hit the bird.
He hit a
with
bird.
the baseball.
with the baseball.
Yeah.
You know, do you guys presume I'm named after Nolan Ryan?
I did not.
I don't presume that, but
Okay, well then I won't tell you who I am named after.
Christopher Nolan.
were you
Cool
a fan
setup.
of Nolan Ryan as a child because of the shared?
I had a
name?
Nolan Ryan poster in my room that my dad hung up. I didn't. I didn't care.
What was it? How, you didn't care? You still don't care?
It was like cool that when people heard my name, they're like this guy is like, sure.
There was no sense of pride when he punched that dude.
I
You're
know.
like,
I didn't
"Oh,
know when
man,
it
fellow
when or if
Nolan."
it ever happened.
I think everybody
Okay.
had a sense of pride when he punched Robin Ventura.
That was beautiful.
He was
That's
beautiful.
true.
He
It
like
was
charged the
beautiful.
mound on some bullshit, and
Yeah.
Nolan Ryan just was like, and Nolan Ryan was like 45 years old when it happened.
It was like
too.
his last
He just had like the dad strength, just punching
go.
the shit out of this guy. Yeah.
The dude's a
Oh, you
pitcher.
won't know.
Don't run at a pitcher. He's gonna punch you.
Fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Kurt Neal, who you named after?
My dad had an uncle that it was Clarence something. The middle initial was W, so he went by CW Red, or just CW.
That's great.
So my parents named me Curtis William just because they liked those names, but it was specifically about the initial CW. So my book that I wrote once.
So your name's Curtis.
My full name's Curtis.
What?
Yeah, my bad.
Dude,
Is
Well-
that a curveball?
You
that's so crazy.
well, yeah. Oh,
It's not-
Cur- with a
that's not
C.
like
How
the
many-
John Wayne being
It's
named
not-
Barry.
I've known you
and
for a
stuff.
long
That's like
time.
fucking
You're not a
crazy.
Curtis. It
Well,
doesn't work.
I thought it
do
was.
you
I
know?
thought everybody knew that C
It
was always
doesn't
Curtis.
work.
K was always.
I
Kurt.
never thought it doesn't work. You don't. You,
You don't
look-
have to call me Curtis.
I
Sorry,
never
your name
will.
doesn't
You can
work.
call me CW. I tried to make people call me that, and it never really catches on.
Yeah, you are
I knew
Kurt.
an old guy from Texas named CW. He
It's
was
a great name.
Is that what the CW is named after as well? Your
My uncle.
your
True,
uncle.
yeah.
Wow.
Because he was a
A
very
frog.
popular horse trainer in Oregon. He trained horses. He was in a little pamphlet once. I got a copy of
Cut
it.
to that pamphlet.
Oh yeah,
So
got to
shit
the
pamphlet.
pamphlet.
I've got a picture of it somewhere.
Curtis Neal. I have second thoughts about booking you.
Why do you
Knowing
think
you're a
I've
Curtis.
been by Kurt since I was like 10?
No,
yeah.
where's
Okay.
your
Well,
name
you're
from?
aware of the problem then.
Early, I'm like, no, Curtis, get me out of here. I'm not
Yeah.
a dweeb.
You're not a Curtis.
I'm a fucking Kurt.
Kurt.
Kurt
Aggressive.
McGirt.
Yeah, that's one
Well,
option.
I think we're
No, where's your
running
name
out of
from? 1 hour
steam.
left?
We did
Nolan.
almost exactly an hour. Is there
Where's
any?
your name come from?
Oh, I'm named after Nolan Cromwell, the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers.
That's way
Yuck.
better.
In the
Wow,
early-
dude,
late
that's-
70s, early 80s.
that's weird.
Sucks.
Significantly
That's
better.
way too specific.
That's shitty,
Yikes.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
My dad played high school football against him.
Well, that's a little
So
better.
he's
That
like
makes
the
sense.
regional.
or against him?
Can
He's
you
a
only imagine?
regional
I
Did he
mean,
lose?
He went to Ransom High School. My
Did
dad
he
with the
lose
boat.
against?
yeah,
Did your
who-
dad lose against Nolan?
so shouldn't
I
that,
don't know. I never asked.
Shouldn't that guy Nolan be
No.
your dad?
If he
Was there a bet before
Like your
the game?
dad
It was like,
admired
hey,
him
if
so
we win
much
this
by
game-
playing football against him
you
that he
gotta name
named
your
his son
firstborn
after him.
after
And
me.
like,
As a
so
jock,
he's-
this is a
he's
problem.
The new dad.
I gotta tell you, as a jock, this is weird.
Is this because
Yeah.
I came at you hard for being named Curtis?
No, I'm just I'm sincerely saying that's a very weird way to name your kid.
Was there
Yeah,
a bet?
after like someone you played.
Name your son after a guy you played against?
That's
he
like,
get-
But he went to the top of the game.
no, dude.
I
he,
got beat
he-
by a guy that played that's still in the NFL. I'm not
You're-
gonna name my son Derek because of it.
Your name
Did he
came.
beat you?
He beat me in the state championship.
So I think what probably happened is my dad beat this guy at football,
No.
and then the guy goes
No,
to the
I
top
mean,
of the
I'm
game.
crossing
No, no,
I'll
no.
call him. I'll get the
I'm
answer.
crossing my
America-
fingers. Your
100
dad beat him
100%.
because the other
Yeah.
way around is awful.
Your
dad
name
beat
name
him.
came as a result of your dad getting cucked by this other football.
Come on! The show's got my dad's last name right in the title.
Oh man,
We're not coming after my dad like that. I'm
I
bleeping that.
gotta know if he won or lost against this.
I do.
guy.
I never thought about it, but I'm
You have
interested.
to
That's
ask.
weird. I gotta
Otherwise-
kick my ass. I'm gonna name my son after him.
It was a bet. He had naming rights.
Curtis Neal, you trying to plug something? You got anything out there?
I got nothing. I got a movie on the way though. Who knows when it'll come out? It's called Derek's Dead. Speaking of Derek,
You'll come
Fucking
back
Derek.
when that's.
see,
when
that's
it's
what I
out.
did. No, that's what I did. So there's a guy named Derek Anderson. That's a guy I played high school football against. Beat me in the state championship. He's been in the NFL for 15 years. Very successful. I just made a movie.
Where in Oregon did he go to school?
He went to Scappoose.
Scappoose.
I like
right?
that.
The Indians. Ooh.
Yeah,
So,
Ooh.
so
My
in my
school
movie, a
mascot
guy
was Indian.
dies, and the guy that died, his name's Derek Henderson. So I killed the guy. I killed the guy after
You
the
killed
guy that
your
beat
Nolan
me.
Cromwell.
Yeah, I didn't name my son.
The guy
after
who kills him is like, yeah, that's right. I beat you at fucking football. And I fucking killed you.
I make movies. I control
I make
reality.
fucking- now I'm in Hollywood, motherfucker.
I
You like that?
create reality.
You're gonna beat me in a state championship. I'm gonna kill a guy named after you.
In the state champ.
Okay, so we'll have you back on when your movie's done. What are your favorite 101 shows you've been in you'd like to the thing? You go to channel101.com, you look up Curtis Neal, and you get,
The best I've been in.
what's your favorite one?
Well, On the Rocks is a cool one to watch. It's not even all
That's a
that,
feature film.
It's not even all that good because it turned into a feature film. It was a
Yep.
pilot at Channel 101. It failed because it wasn't that good. But then the
So
guys,
let's make it a feature.
so then the guys that made it were like, let's just make it a movie. And
On
it's
the
actually
Rocks
a pretty
is a
good
feature
movie.
film. Kurt Neal is in. It was
I have all the best.
it was
jokes in it.
available on demand. Where can they watch it now?
I think it's still on Amazon. I think
Okay,
it went
on the Rocks.
I think it went
on
Amazon.
Amazon Prime.
Otherwise, watch Gumball. It's a good show.
Gumball is a classic. You should watch Gumball.
Or Spooky House Storytime, maybe.
Just maybe pass out on that
Jake
one.
shows up a couple times in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Kurt, Your Enthusiasm was
Pretty
great.
good.
Just all these are on channel101.com.
First 2 episodes of Blake and Blake. Don't watch the third one.
let's say there's hard commit to Gumball and Kurt Your Enthusiasm.
Sure.
That's a decent package.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get a new show and a legacy show all in one.
Yeah.
And
Cut.
with that, we don't have a sign off line.
Serial killers can't be hot.
Serial killers can't be hot. I thought it was going to be the Vertigo. You know that Catorce?
What?
The Uno, dos. Can you do that?
Catorce.
Can you
That's-
do that one? Can we
Oh, so
start over?
You're a U2 guy.
I'd have to listen to it.
It goes.
It's U2. isn't it?
Go back to the Kansas song.
Uno, dos, tres, catorce.